हेलो नमस्ते आदाब सोलफुल सैटरडेज में आप सबका फिर से स्वागत है एंड इन दिस वुमेन्स डे वीक it's a moment of great honor and privilege for me to introduce our guest for today, Kavyal Sedanni, a counselor, a hypnotherapist, an NLP practitioner. She has been the relationship expert for a show on 104.8 FM called Meri Saheli. She's been invited for the Oprah Winfrey Show in 2012. She is also the face of teenage empowerment on Doordarshan for a show called Yuva Udhyam Kaushal. And she has over 15 years of experience in therapy. So after that amazing repertoire, I do not want to waste more time and straight away introduce you to our guests. Kavyal Sedanni.
Hi Pooja.
Hi Kavyal, and it's an honor to have you on Soulful Saturdays.
Thank you. My pleasure entirely.
Yeah, and I know that your schedule has been so kind of busy and you are really busy doing so many things. Thank you for accommodating this.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, Kavyal, I've taken up this topic for today, the inner child healing. I think most people are perhaps unaware of this whole topic, or they kind of just sideline it saying that ki iski koi zarurat nahi hai, it's absolutely okay.
Yeah.
What is this inner child? And some of them don't want to kind of pursue it because they are actually not aware about what is inner child healing. So if we could begin this interview by understanding what is the inner child.
Okay. We all have a child within us. You know, like that beautiful song, Dil To Bachcha Hai Ji. We all have parts of us that were very exuberant, were very creative, were very joyful, were carefree. And you know, you've heard people say this, that I used to sing when I was 18. I used to dance so well when I was 20. Ab kya? Ab to wo chhoot gaya.
Right.
Jo bhi chhoot gaya, that is somewhere our inner child. Okay. Basically, it is a younger self of us. Now, it does not necessarily mean a child phase. It could be you from 2 weeks ago. Okay. But in the healing language, we refer to inner child as any part of us that is hurt, that needs to be healed, so that it can be whole and free again.
Okay.
So, I'm going to give you the example of a river.
Okay.
Suppose there's a beautiful river and the river goes through some trauma. Now, every time the river goes through some trauma, one part of the river separates out and becomes a little tributary and it freezes there.
Right.
Second trauma, another tributary separating out from the river and freezing there. Third trauma, tributary separating out, freezing there. By the end of the river is not whole and complete, right? It's barely anything left because so many parts of it got separated. Inner child work is just going back to those frozen tributaries and saying that, sweetie, this is over now. This is over. Look, you've grown from it. You've learned so much. Come back to me.
Right.
And it's about thawing those tributaries and bringing them back to the lake so that we can be whole and complete again.
Wow. So I think we have an idea about what inner child, healing is all about. I'm sure, of course, you're going to touch that aspect. But how much of the inner child, how much of the unworked on inner child has an effect on a human being's personality?
Oh, massively. I've been doing inner child healing work for the last 14 years as a practitioner. And I see that people's temperaments, behaviors, habits, everything change. You know, like how some people become very aggressive and defiant. They were not like that before. Some people become absolute people pleasers. They were not like that before either.
Yes.
Some people just become scared and they want to hide from the world. Now, all of these responses are responses that we have learned to survive in the world.
Right.
Because we were all hurt by somebody, something, life situations, right? तो किसी ने ये समझा है कि नहीं, मैं जब तक दूसरों को खुश रखती हूँ तब तक मैं सेफ हूँ. किसी ने ये समझा है कि नहीं यार, दुनिया तो बहुत कठोर है, मुझे अपनी तलवारें निकाल के चलनी पड़ेंगी. We change completely as people if we don't heal, and we continue to believe that the world is a difficult place, the world is out to get you. Again, अगर मैंने ब्लू कलर का चश्मा पहना है तो मुझे दुनिया ब्लू दिखती है। अगर किसी और ने पिंक चश्मा पहना तो उनको दुनिया पिंक दिखती है। और हमारा सबके साथ यही झगड़ा रहता है कि भाई दुनिया पिंक है, तुमको दिखती नहीं है क्या, पागल हो क्या? लेकिन हर एक का नजरिया अलग होता है डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट दे हैव गॉन थ्रू इन लाइफ। Inner child healing is about telling you that bhaiya, remove this chashma. This chashma is the chashma of your trauma, of your negative experiences that you've had in life. And look at life clearly. When you're able to do that, you feel like, मैं वही भड़क रहा हूँ सब पे, या maybe I can stop this people pleasing. Maybe people around me don't need that anymore. Maybe my situations and circumstances have changed. So it brings you back to a much more beautiful, calm, peaceful, loving, creative version of you rather than a scared version of you.
Right. But then how much of your nature is different from your inner child, in the sense that we just feel that some people are naturally very calm, we just feel. Now, is it that they're naturally very calm, or like you said, are they people pleasers?
Oh, no. Some people are definitely naturally very calm.
Yeah.
देखो, जिन लोगों को बचपन में ज़्यादा ट्रॉमा से नहीं गुजरना पड़ा है ना,
हाँ,
they have more brain space to grow. They have more emotional, mental freedom to make mistakes and say, it's okay, यार, life चलती है. So their journey becomes faster and easier.
Right.
Okay, you will see that these people are naturally calm. They don't sense threat everywhere. They are not up for battles everywhere. But if you've ever seen a child, a little baby, they don't have a personality of their own.
Right.
They are just free and happy and enjoying and expressive. जब तक they are fed well and they are clean and they have slept well, उनको दुनिया की कोई नहीं पड़ी है. Right.
True.
We are all born like that. फिर हमारे आसपास जो influences हैं, हमारे पेरेंट्स का जो नेचर है, उन्होंने हमको कैसे हैंडल किया, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स का नेचर, प्राइमरी केयरटेकर्स का नेचर, स्कूल में क्या एक्सपीरियंसेस हुए, उसके हिसाब से हमारी कुछ पर्सनालिटी जैसी एक चीज बनती है. This personality also changes multiple times in our lives. There is a change in people 3 times drastically. Once at the age of 9.
Okay.
जब तक बच्चा 9 साल का होता है तब तक मम्मी की परछाई होता है. Then at the age of 16. Okay, they try and become rebellious and they try and find their own personality. Then at the age of 23.
Okay.
And उसके बाद depending on how life treats you, where life takes you, again your personalities will keep changing, and that's a good thing.
Okay.
That's a good thing. If somebody says यार तुम तो बदल गए, वो बुरी चीज नहीं है. अगर आप 20 साल से बदले नहीं है तो there is a problem there, आप stuck हो गए.
Right.
So our personas are constantly, it's evolution, right?
Right. So Kavyal, boundaries, okay, we've heard so much about it, that define your boundaries, and you get hurt when your boundaries are not defined. So how do you kind of define those boundaries with understanding that your inner child should not be kind of overpowering those boundaries, or your nature should not be affecting those boundaries? How do you really define boundaries for yourself?
Can you live in a house which doesn't have doors, which is open? Can you live in an open field throughout? You're sure?
Yeah.
Can you go to a school which has no walls, no periphery? Is it safe?
Not at all.
It's not safe, right? Yeah. For us to be safe in the world, no matter how small or big our world is, sometimes for a woman our world is just her husband and 2 children. Right. Sometimes it's home and family and work and community and friends.
Right.
No matter whatever the size of your world is, if you want to be safe in the world, you're going to need boundaries. And boundaries simply means the ability to communicate to people what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with.
Right.
What I like, what I don't like. Right. What honors me and what dishonors me. A lot of times, we don't set boundaries with people we love because we feel like if I set a boundary, they will get angry.
Right.
But if we don't set the boundaries, the people we love intrude so much in our space and make it so difficult for us to live that the only way for us to be safe is by exiting the relationship. Boundaries in the first place are not set to create distance in relationships. Boundaries are set so that I can be closer to you. That is a big myth that, we have to break. That मुझे दूरी नहीं चाहिए तुमसे.
Right.
But I want to feel safe enough to be with you. तो जब तुम ऐसे बात करते हो, तो I feel unsafe. जब तुम ऐसे behave करते हो, तो I feel unsafe. So please don't do this. But a lot of times when we do not express it well, the other person doesn't know. हम सालों तक चुप रह जाते हैं और फिर सामने वाले को एक दिन भड़क के बोल देते हैं और सामने वाला बोलता है इतना बड़ा क्या ओवर रिएक्शन था, तो इतने सालों से क्यों नहीं बोले.
Exactly.
When people say कि पहले क्यों नहीं बताया, they are telling you, why didn't you set this boundary before? We didn't set it before because we were so scared.
Yeah.
Okay? And fear is such an emotion that when a person is fearful, they are capable of doing some really stupid things. We will be angry, we will be defiant, we will hide, but a lot of these are fear responses.
Yeah.
और ज़रूरी नहीं है कि मुझे बाउंड्री सेट करने के लिए गुस्सा ही होना है. I can do it with tremendous amount of love. I can just say, darling, when you're upset, don't tell me immediately because I get scared. Maybe we'll take 30 minutes off and you come and tell me in 30 minutes. Okay?
Right.
Now, I am able to receive that communication better. But that's a beautiful boundary set. And when your partner is able to do that, if they're able to take a 30-minute time off and come back, you can always give them a hug and say, thank you, that made me feel so much better. It's so much easier now. We are so much easier now. So boundaries are not to create distance. Boundaries are so that you can be closer. And they must be set in the kindest, gentlest manner possible.
Yeah, I think, but what you're saying is we miss the bus there. When the other person is, say, for instance, has got provoked or angry, we take it as a threat and we react to that.
Yes.
And that is where the other person again feels more threatened.
Yes.
And then there is this never-ending war.
Absolutely. But we also have to understand that we are not, we're generations behind generations that are not trained to take boundaries well. We are entitled that you're my property, you're my wife, you're my child, you're my parent. Why should I have a boundary with you? It is the wrong notion that space is needed in every relationship. And just because, first of all, you don't own any person. You belong to people and people belong with you, not even to you. They belong with you.
True.
But you cannot take that for granted that each person also has their own mindset, their own limitations. When I can respect your mindset, your limitations, what you are sensitive to, that is me creating a safe boundary for you and me both.
Right.
तो ये entitlement छोड़ देना कि तुम्हारे साथ क्या, तो फिर intimacy कहाँ, that has to be broken.
Right. And I think in this Women's Day week, this is a very important message for the woman. Because I think for all good reasons, men are able to define their boundaries. It's the women who feel guilty even about defining their boundaries.
Yes. And men naturally, it's just naturally so easy. The environment around them is so enabling.
Yeah.
Because they will go off for 8, 10, 12 hours to office. And what's happening in the office, the wife or the child isn't around. So they get their space.
Yeah, true.
Because in India, still majority of the men, especially in the 2-tier, 3-tier cities, are the breadwinners.
Right.
There is a natural fear that, oh my God, how can you tell him that? So don't. Don't say he's angry, let it be, papa hai, mat bolo. So not only is it that the wife follows a certain boundary, she tells her children also to follow certain boundary.
Yeah, true.
But that is changing now.
Yeah.
In all the cities everywhere throughout our country, throughout the world.
Yeah.
Women are beginning to take their own financial responsibility.
Right.
And even if there are women who are not financially making their own money, they are still the engines of the household.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves to feel safe in their boundaries.
Absolutely.
Okay, but it's just that a woman has to be more vocal about it.
Right.
क्योंकि everybody feels like oh घर की औरत पे तो सबका हक है. You know, she's like fluid, पानी के जैसे है. She will fit in everywhere and she's in everybody's lives.
Right.
So especially for her, she will have to be vocal that Mama, I don't like this. Mama, between 3 to 5, I want to sleep. Or baby, don't disturb me when I'm doing my office call.
Right.
Okay? And there's no need to get angry about this. It's just that the same thing said over and over and over and over again, nicely,
Right.
with love, people will understand.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I think there is a lot of matter to chew on for our listeners who are listening to all this. And I think it'll take them a week to kind of just assimilate this entire thing, to process this conversation. So we will take our next segment in the next week, Kavyal. And I hope everyone enjoyed this session with Kavyal. Thank you so much and see you next week.